Hey guys, it is Grace Cat, and this video is going to be more of a rant than anything else. Okay, here we go. If you're going to go to a restaurant, such as Applebee's, TGI Fridays, Olive Garden, Red Lobster, anything like that, anything that's not fast food, and you decide to go with a ton of people and ring up a $100 order, tip whether they do a good job or not. They are probably frazzled because you are putting them through the ringer to make sure they get everything right. It is not easy to be a server. I don't know if you know this or not. I am on my first serving job. I'm not going to say where because I don't want to get in trouble. But I'm on my first serving job right now, and I'm sick of people not tipping after I make sure that a ton of stuff is done right for them. I go to the back. I yell at the chefs and everything to make sure everything is done right. I make sure it's brought out hot. If anything is wrong, I get it back and get it fixed. And I get you your drinks the best I can. And if I have other tables, then I have to focus on them too, okay? I'm sorry, I just do. But if you don't feel like tipping, go to McDonald's or Burger King or Taco Bell. Do not go to a fancy restaurant, well, not fancy, but don't go to a restaurant, a sit-down restaurant where people serve you and not tip after making their lives a living hell, because that's just annoying. I mean, it just is. Why would you do that? Why would you even go to a restaurant like that if you don't feel like tipping? Waitresses, minimum wage for a waitress or server right now is like $3.50 an hour plus tips, which means most of their salary depends on tips, which means you do not just go in there and build up a giant order and put them through the ringer to make sure all the shit is done right, and then not tip or tip $5 on an $80 order. No, bring out your fucking phone. Most phones have a tip calculator these days. At least 15%. 20 is probably a better idea, especially if you're a huge pain in the ass and they at least tried to make things right for you. But at least 15%. I mean, a lot of places will have like a gratuity included, but the place that I work at, it's only if there's like a certain number of people in your party. And if you are come just short of that number of people and you make serving you a pain in my ass, then I don't get the gratuity included. And so I just have to hope that you're feeling nice, And even if I didn't, okay, scenario, which has happened, okay, I'll admit it has happened, I completely fuck up. I completely screw up the table, stuff's taken down wrong, it's the food maybe isn't brought out exactly on time, or there's something wrong with it. I still served you. And I mean, especially considering the fact that I probably have about 4 other tables at the time, a few of them probably putting me through the ringer to make sure shit is right too at that point. You probably should take that into consideration. I am at least trying to make sure your table is done right. I am, attentive. I'm over there. I'm saying, hey, how's everything? And if it's slow, or if I'm still serving you. I'm still taking my time out to serve you and to do stuff for you. So even if you don't leave me a lot, something, don't just leave me nothing. Don't put the line to the credit card and at least leave a $5 bill or something, something. Cause and honestly, even if my server was really bad, I would take out. I would look at my surroundings. I would see how busy she is. I would see if she's obviously frazzled or something, and I would take all that into account. Maybe that's not just since I've become a server. I've always done that. I always thought about the fact that there's something, personal going on. Like if she might be new, or she, might be hurt or sick, and it's not really her fault. It's not their fault. It's not my fault. People just have bad days. You still should tip something. You went out to a restaurant, you sat down, you were seated, someone took your order, brought you drinks, went through the whole thing. Even if it wasn't done perfectly, it was still done. So that's why you should tip at least 15%. At least. I mean, usually a little bit more. Honestly, I would try to do a little bit more myself. like I said, that's not just since I've become a server. That has kind of always, ever since I've had my own money to go out and get my own food and tip by myself, that's what I've done. I've tipped. I've made sure I tipped quite generously, as a matter of fact. Especially if they did a damn good job, then yeah, I definitely I tipped like 20-30%. I mean, if I had the money to do that, which, okay, you know what? If you don't have the money to tip really big, I understand that. You know, I really do, because, you know, I'm used to being poor. But I lived in New York for 6 months. Hello, I'm used to being poor. But I mean, that's like the one condition under which, if you're poor, you probably shouldn't be going out to eat at Applebee's anyway, or, you know, anywhere else like that. And TGI Fridays, Applebee's, you know, Red Lobster, all of that. Those are expensive ass places. Ish, you know, not really expensive, but, you know, more expensive than Burger King. You can get a burger at Burger King and McDonald's and Wendy's. If you're poor, go there. Don't go to a sit-down, like, don't go to Olive Garden, you know? I mean, that's all I'm saying. If you don't have enough money to tip your server, don't go to that restaurant in the first place. You see what I'm saying? Alright. That's basically all I had to say. It just bugs me how people are greedy and honestly really ignorant, because one party that I had got all mad because the gratuity was included, because they had the right amount of people, and they were like, oh, well, we were just gonna leave your money on the table but putting the gratuity in there is fucking ignorant. That is not my fault. That's another thing. Do not tip me because of something that isn't my fault. If something is cooked wrong in the kitchen, that doesn't reflect on me. That isn't my fault. Especially if I take it back, if I apologize, I take it back, I have it fixed, I have it brought out. That is not my fault. Do not take my tip away because of that. The cooks don't get the tip, I do. So, that's not cool. That's actually kind of asshole-ish. That makes you a total asshat, because, I mean, you don't blame me for something the kitchen did. I am not back there cooking your food. I am up here, taking your table and other tables that I have, and they are in the back fixing their food and running, and, you know, other servers are running the food. The servers have nothing to do with how the food is cooked. If I rang it in wrong, then yes, it's my fault. But if I rang it in right, and I went back there and I made sure that they saw it was right, but it was still brought out wrong, and you weren't satisfied, that is not my fault. I cannot reiterate that enough. It is not my fault. Don't hold back on my tip because people in the kitchen screwed up. Alright. Pretty sure that's all I have to say. I'm done on the subject now. That's it. Hey, look, guys, remember him? Hello. It's Lucky Charm again. Hello. Yes, I still have him. Yes, I'm 21. I still have a stuffed animal. Don't judge me. Alright, that's it. Well, I have to work early in the morning, and I got, like, 3 hours of sleep last night, thanks to my new phone, which I can't put down. I have Tetris, I have Bejeweled on here, I have Facebook on here, I have some bowling game, I've got a ton, I've got YouTube, that just kills me right there, my YouTube. I've got everything on this phone pretty much that I need, and I'm still downloading more. So, this phone basically is just going to ensure that I never get any sleep. I mean, I never got any sleep anyway, but, you know, it's going to ensure, for damn sure, that I'm not going to get any sleep. I was up, you know, playing with my phone all last night, and needed to wake up at 7, didn't go to sleep. No, I needed to wake up at 9, and I didn't get to sleep until, like, 5. So, there you go. Well, that's it. That's all I have to say. I will talk to you guys later. Next time I have something to say, you know. Alright, well, I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.